and you know, we're always talking about healthy things in the kitchen, especially when you see this lady next to me, Christa Orecchio from The Home Journey. All your information online is amazing, and I love that you share it with us here at Fox 5. Today we're talking about something that we definitely need in the last hour of the show, and it's mood-boosting foods. So there's been a couple new studies, before we get to what's in front of us, that actually show that there's foods that could boost moods. What are these all about?
Yeah, so today we're talking about fermented foods and new research about how fermented foods can help with anxiety, especially if you have a family history of anxiety, if it's genetically based. So this is big stuff because, you know, in a lot of Asian cultures, consuming fermented foods is natural. For us, not so much, right?
People sometimes think it doesn't taste good, but it's just maybe because your palate and your gut haven't been having the right things all together, right?
Exactly. You can train the body, right, to start to crave the foods that are good for you. It's just getting over that learning curve. And we're not used to having a ton of sour things. That's like the least flavor that we normally go
So what
towards.
kind of sour fermented things could we start with to maybe add some of those things into our diet that wouldn't be too weird for us?
That wouldn't be too weird. Well, let's start with this one. I like this. You can get it in any health food store. It's a fermented coconut water.
Okay.
Okay, so this tastes really mild, and for people who don't want to do dairy, you can pick this up, and they mix it with some fruit, and it's an awesome replacement for a soda. You could do this,
I was
or
going
you
to
could
say,
do
I like the bubbles.
kombucha. Yeah, so this is fantastic, and it's really picking up. It's good, right?
It's like a little sparkling water or something. I like that a lot.
With so many health benefits.
Okay.
So there was a recent study of 710 college kids with anxiety, and they started following their exercise habits and their food, and then giving them fermented foods, and the conclusion of the study is that their moods were better and their anxiety was infinitely better after regularly consuming fermented foods.
Wow.
Because it helps with the neurotransmitter production in the brain. So it all begins in the gut, and we talk about that on the show all the time. You know, the gut is connected to the brain infinitely.
We keep thinking, well, you know, a little coffee will do the trick, and then sometimes you've just overdone it, and then you got to send yourself the other direction at some point.
Right,
okay,
and especially you guys, you get up so early, and it's like fine to have coffee, but you don't want to rely on it always. You want to give yourself nutrients instead of take nutrients away.
And this is another one of those drinks.
That's another type of, your coconut water. But that's a plain one.
This would take some time.
It takes some getting used to.
It's a little like, okay, it's a little sour, but it's kind of cool.
There's like progressions to this whole thing. And then if you just want to make, you can use a kefir. So this is, they've done it with dairy.
This goes in my smoothies for sure.
This goes in your smoothies? Really? Do you make this in your smoothies?
Yeah, I get, I don't know about this brand, but I know I've heard of kefir, and so I've put this in my smoothies before because it's supposed to be good for you, and I was like, oh, sure. So I got it.
You start noticing a pickup in energy, you digest your food better.
It tastes like Greek yogurt. I kind of explain like that.
Tastes just like Greek yogurt, and so you've got that. I also like doing the raw kefir. Organic Pastures has a raw kefir, and then we move over to having the fermented vegetables. So this is what you see kimchi in Korean restaurants and things like that.
Which is so good. It's just sometimes people have never had it before, so it's hard to get into. These are the things I say, listen, if you're going to go and have a hot dog, at least put this stuff on top of it, because it's like kraut.
Yes, at the Padres game, we brought the raw sauerkraut. So we've got, it's a fermented cabbage. We're all convenience driven now, right? So we stopped fermenting foods and we just put vinegar in them. And so we have to go back to the old way of making foods healthier. So we've got kimchi. You're welcome to try it if you want to, or you've had enough of fermented foods already.
I don't know. I guess I'll try a bite. I want to finish up, though, with this because I have never heard of this one before.
Okay, so then we got the raw sauerkraut. You can't just go regular sauerkraut. It has to be fermented sauerkraut if you're going to get the health benefits.
I'm a fan of this stuff. So people at home are like, yeah, she likes eating healthy stuff. No, this is really good.
You can start with 1 teaspoon a day. You don't have to go crazy. And then here is sheep's milk yogurt. Okay. So some people can't handle dairy, but sheep and goat milk, you can digest that within 20 minutes. And those with dairy sensitivities to cow dairy can obviously, handle this
wonderful.
much
And then
better.
you don't have to worry about all the hormones that cows are given and stuff that we have to worry about all the time. Christa, thank you so much. All this information up on her website with the whole journey. We put it up on fox5sandiego.com. All you have to do is click on the Scene On tab. Raul, I'm going to bring you some kimchi.
Ooh,
he was just dying for it this morning. The only problem with kimchi is then when you're sitting next to your co-anchor, you're like,
you need a piece of gum.
You need some
afterwards.
gum.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've had salsa and different things.